All right, today we're going to look at a quick way to make your images look antique. I want you to work on this kitty cat, and when you understand how this works, then I want you to apply it to your postcards, your vintage postcards. So first thing I want you to do is open up the kitty cat JPEG. I've already opened mine up and I copied a layer, so I've got original and original copy. So I'm going to start by opening a new adjustment layer, which is this icon down here. New adjustment layer, and I'm going to go to black and white. There's black and white. So now we have adjusted our image so that it's black and white. When I did that, it opened up this box that let us work with the tint. So I'm going to select tint and show you that this is the default tint that came up, but if you double click on this box, you can make it a blue color if you want, green. But I'm going to go back to that kind of amber color because I like that. And we'll make it a little bit darker. Something like that. Okay, so once you're in there, you got something you like, you can also adjust saturation. Let's just go to the yellow. Totally saturate it or start to desaturate it. So after we do that, I'm going to open another adjustment layer, which is again down here in the spot. And this time, I want you to work with curves. Curves let you adjust the levels of black and white. And you click on this line, you can bring it up, bring it down. This will come in handy when we get into more complicated work. But right now, I think that looks pretty good. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to actually drop in my paper. So I've given you these two images, paper texture JPEG and paper texture 2. So I'm going to open up paper texture, copy it, just Command C, paste it, Command V. And I'm going to transform it, Command T, and make it fill the image. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to name this paper texture 1. And with this layer, I'm going to go to the blending mode, which we've been working with, and the blending mode is right up here. So it's in your layers menu. Right now it's set for normal. And I want you to scroll through and see what you like. That looks pretty good. That's the overlay, vivid light, difference. I like the divide. It shows more of the background. Now, once we have this selected, we're going to add a slight Gaussian blur to the original copy. So that is the kitty cat here. Click on this layer. And we're going to go up to the filter up here at the top menu, filter. Open that up. I've already been working with Gaussian blur, so it's open, but I'm going to show you where it is. You go down to blur, and go over to the right. You have Gaussian blur. So it's filter, blur, Gaussian blur. In this case, I already had it set at 2.2 because I like that. That's taking your blur way out, bringing it in. Let's get it back. So there's no blur. And I'm going to take it out to 2.2. I'm going to tell it OK. And there you have one sample of antiquing. But you can choose all kinds of other things. So let's go back to our paper texture 2. We're going to select all, Command A, copy, Command C, come back to our kitty cat, click on our top layer because we want this to be our top layer, and hit Command V. All right, so now it's pasted in there, and we're going to transform, which is Command T, so it fills out. Once we get this in place, we're going to turn off the filter below, but I want to go up here to the move tool and just click it. And we're going to turn off the paper texture, and on our paper texture 2, we're going to go back to our blending modes and take a look. And let's see, I think overlay looks good. So there's an overlay. Okay. So now we have an antiqued looking photograph. Notice the elements sitting out here on the side. You can go with a little opacity if you want. Drop it down. Bring it up. And once you have completed these two textures, I want you to go back to your vintage postcards. I want you to turn off the layers that have all your letters on it. And I want you to apply a textured background to your original image. Should be fun. Enjoy it and turn in your work at the end of class.